Hi, Elizabeth. This is Leonard from Financier at SEO. Just as I mentioned in the email, I want to put together this video for you that showcase some different areas of improvement and opportunity that I see for your website and web presence that can really help you improve your search engine rankings on Google and Bing, and really just help you get more exposure out there on the web. So this video, I can break it down into three different parts. First, I will focus on your website. So looking at things like content and on-page SEO factors. After that, I will delve into some of the more technical topics for your website. And then lastly, I will look at your off-page SEO or link building, and I'll break that down into citations and backlinks. So, starting with your website, I'll click through to your home page here. So, great image here, very, definitely draws your attention. Um, I think, this is a great content. I really like the layout of your website. One thing you want to consider here, so for this little box that popped up, that's called your page title, or in other words, your title tag in SEO speak. And in that title tag, you always want to make sure you have your brand name, your firm name, which you do, but you also want to include the search phrase that you want to rank for. So, an example page title for your homepage would be something like In Alliance Financial Planning, and then you have your pipe symbol, and then you can have something like Santa Barbara fee only financial advisor or Santa Barbara CFP. You want to make sure you always include that search phrase in that title tag, because not only does that tell Google once they review your website what your website, what that web page is about, but it also helps someone who is looking online for a Santa Barbara fee only financial advisor or Santa Barbara CFP that you're the right fit for them. So your title tag, it's what's shown here. And so you will have In Alliance Financial Group, and then financial planning, and then under that, or next to that, you would have Santa Barbara fee only financial advisor. So that's definitely, definitely an area of improvement I see that can definitely help with your rankings off from the start. From there, while I'm on your homepage, something you might want to consider, and we decide to work together, we can discuss what would be the best way to incorporate this. But I always, for a service-based business, especially when you're the person facing the client, always have some type of video, welcome video on your homepage. Because a big part of your website, you want to build that trust, or at least build enough trust to where a potential client will give you a call. And right now, other than your About Us page, there really is no way to find out more about you. But I think a video, it definitely speaks louder than words, and definitely, it can help build that trust and that credibility for people who are not who are unfamiliar with your firm. So definitely something to consider there. Now, if I click due to some of your pages, one big thing I see here for your blog, I'm sure you noticed, I saw that you did marketing management for a firm. You definitely want to blog more frequently. Blogging and really adding more content to your website is a search engine ranking factor. So, content freshness is really important. And I recommend at the minimum once per month, but ideally you'll be blogging once per week. Um, and yeah, this is just a great way, the more blog articles and content you have on your website, the more placeholders that you will have in Google for people to find you. So definitely, that's something that my team and I, we can help out with. Other than that, blogging, creating the content is 20% of the work. The promotion of that content is really bulk of the work is it's really where you start to see value from your content marketing. So once you post something to your blog, so let's say you posted something for June 2017, you want to make sure that you're sharing that on your different social media pages. You definitely want to make sure you have a Facebook page, a LinkedIn company page, a Twitter handle, and you want to make sure you're putting out that content to those different the social media pages so that more people can see your content. You also want to leverage what are called Web 2.0 and social bookmarking sites. Some of the more popular ones include Tumblr, WordPress.org, StumbleUpon, and Medium. And then again, very similar to social media, these are branded properties, so they would have your firm's name on them. But you're leveraging the authority of those websites to get your content out to more people. And then with promotion, you also want to consider repurposing your content. So let's say for your blog article here, what does a financial plan look like? Maybe you posted in January 2016. In February 2016, you create a video where you're talking about this topic in detail. The video doesn't have to be extravagant, maybe 5 or 6 minutes. And then with that video, you can post it on YouTube. Again, you can post it syndicated through your social media channels. And there are a lot of video sharing sites like Dailymotion and Vimeo where you can get more exposure for your brand. And really, the idea here is you want to create content not just for the sake of creating content, but you want to create it so that you get more awareness of an alliance. So that's definitely something that I can help out with. And one thing I would recommend, I know you probably provide different services, so you want to build out different services pages for your website. So if one of your services is financial planning, you definitely want to include a page specific to financial planning. If you offer retirement planning, you have a separate page for retirement planning and use some of the page title optimization tips I talked about with the home page for those services pages. And then again, adding these new content pages that gives you more chances of being found on Google and on the web. And the last thing I want to mention for your website, and this is a nasty message, you'll see here in the top left, there's a message that your website is not secure. And basically, what that tells me is that you're not using an SSL certificate for your website. And if you click through here, I'm using a Chrome browser, so if you use Chrome, you can look at this on your end too. But the message says that you should not enter any sensitive information on this site, for example, passwords or credit cards, because it could be stolen by attackers. Now, from what I see from on your website, you're not selling any products. You're not taking credit card information from your website. So, for this reason, this is irrelevant. But you just have to think about this from a trust standpoint. If someone who's unfamiliar with you or your brand, if they land on your website and they see this message not secure, they might not be as knowledgeable about technical things such as websites, and all they see is not secure. So, that's really not a good first impression for a potential client. So definitely that's something I can also help out with. We install SSL certificates for all of our clients, and we want to make sure that your site doesn't have this nasty message. And Google, there hasn't been any confirmation on this, but moving forward, this could be a ranking factor where Google only ranks websites that have that SSL certificate higher than not secure sites or unsecure sites. So that's it for your website. Now I will delve into some of the more technical factors. So this is Google's mobile friendly test, and you pass it with flying colors, and that's really good. So that's a very important ranking factor. So it's great that your website is mobile friendly. The next tool I'm looking at is Google PageSpeed Insights. And really what this tool does is you see I've plugged in your URL here, and it gives you a score on a scale of 100 of how fast your website is. Um, so you can see that it gives you a score for a desktop, and it also gives you a score for your mobile version of your site. And you see for your desktop, it's good. It's 85 out of 100, which is right at the minimum threshold that I like to see for websites. For your mobile site, it needs some work. You're at 71 out of 100. And you can see here, Google gives you some different tips for how to optimize your website speed. And this is a ranking factor in Google search results and Bing and all the other search engines, but it's also a usability thing. So let's say, someone they're looking for a financial advisor, a fee-only financial advisor during their lunch break, which may be 30 minutes. And they're on their mobile device, they're on their tablet, and they land on your website, but it's taking a long time for it to load. And if that happens long enough, they're going to grow frustrated. I'm sure you've encountered this where you're on a website, but it's really slow, and you just click off of it because you're frustrated. And you want to make sure that you don't steer clients away because a slow loading speed. This is something that's easily fixable and something that my team can help with. Now, lastly, I will talk about your off-page SEO. So as I mentioned, this can be broken down into citations and business listings and for backlinks. And I'll start with your business citations and listings. So this tool is called Moz Local. I plugged in again your business name. And what it does, it looks at primary sources or primary business websites, and it gives you a grade on a scale of 100 on how well you're showing up there. And you can see it's looking at sites like Google Plus, Facebook, Income Info Group, Factual, Yelp, and it's really looking to see if you even have a listing on those websites, and if your business information is consistent across those websites. And you can see you have a score here of a 29, so there's much area for improvement. And the biggest area is that you have incomplete listings. So for many of these websites, you don't have a listing at all. And then you can see here for your super pages listing, you have this little red bubble here, and it's showing that you're missing some key information about the categories that you serve for clients. So that's a simple fix. You can go in there and fix that. And then you want to make sure that you add listings on these other websites. And then that's the bulk of the improvement. You can also see some of your listings are inconsistent. So you can see here what's highlighted in red is what Google and what this tool has found as inconsistent. So you can see your business name, it's highlighted in red. So here it's an in Alliance Financial Plan. Up here it's in Alliance Financial Planning. And so this is how Google sees your business. And you need to make sure that you're using this business name on these sites or any other business citation sites that you add in the future. You can also see here you're using a different address. So you have 21 East Carrillo Street, Santa Barbara, California, whereas here you have 233. So you want to make sure to update that street number so that it's consistent. And then you can also see here that you're missing a website URL for some of these listings. And cleaning up these business citations and listings, it does take time. It's not something that you can just go in and submit and then it will be reflected immediately. So let's say if we were to work together, if I were to make the update in June, it might take 2 or 3 months at the minimum to see those listings reflected in tools such as Moz Local. But it's a really good area of improvement. I've seen cases where I've worked with financial advisors, and just by cleaning up their business citations, adding new ones, they were able to move to page one. And that's not even considering making any page speed improvements or improving their backlinks, which I'll get into next. So now for your backlinks. So as you can see here, I'm comparing your website, Alliance Financial, with some of your local competitors. And I've pretty much sorted this list by the total number of referring domains. And you can see here, the two big things to focus on here are the referring domains and the backlinks. And the best way I can explain this is with a real world example. So let's say back in high school, you ran for high school class president, and your best friend voted for you 100 times, whereas your opponent, she had 100 friends who voted for her one time each. So obviously your opponents, they're going to win that election because they have 100 votes from 100 different people, which are weighted more heavily than the votes, those 100 votes from your one best friend. And it works the same way with backlinks and referring domains. So referring domains, you can think of these as your friends online, and backlinks are the votes that they send your website. So you can see, for example, Tremblay Financial, they have 34 friends online or referring domains, and those 34 friends vote for them 94 times. And you can see here, I wasn't able to find any friends for you, unfortunately, online or any backlinks. So this is definitely a big area of improvement. You can see one of your competitors here has 135 referring domains. And even if they're not a fee-only financial planner, they're not a CFP necessarily, the fact that they're targeting the same geographic area that you are, you want to make sure that you're on the same, or you're playing on the same competitive level as them, just so that people can find you more easily. So that would definitely, once we fix, some of the page speed issues, clean up some of the on-page issues with your website, clean up your citations, I would go full force in building some backlinks to your website. And not just any spammy backlinks, but we'll make sure that these backlinks are relevant. So they're in some way relevant to financial services or something related to your target client. And we will also target authoritative links. So not, some 13-year-old somewhere who has a blog, but blogs that are about financial services, blogs that are focus on your local area, Santa Barbara, and really, build that backlink profile so that later this year that you can realistically compete with these websites in the search engine rankings. So that brings me to the end of the video. Again, my name is Leonard Parker. I am the owner of Financier SEO. We are a digital marketing agency that specializes in digital marketing campaigns for financial advisors. And primarily, we work with independent, fee-only financial advisors such as yourself. We're based in Houston, Texas, but I have employees from all over the world with different skill sets, and we can really bring a great mix of skills and experiences to help you succeed with your digital marketing. I have about 6 or 7 years of experience in digital marketing, and in the last 6 or 7 months, I've worked solely with financial advisors. The reason why I started Financier SEO at an early age, I'm not sure why, but I had an interest in investing and saving and just really managing my money. And, this has really helped me out, in my adult life. I was able to attend Stanford University, able to graduate without a cent of student debt. And, I'm in my late 20s. I've been able to start my business without going into debt at all. So, that's definitely, I definitely understand the importance of being financially literate and having a financial plan for your life. And that's something I've been able to share with my younger family members. And I think it's a gift that just keeps on giving. And I think there are a lot of individuals, businesses, and families out there who really need the services that you offer. And so through Financier SEO, I hope to use my digital marketing skill set to help you connect with more people who need your services. And not only that, but also to maintain strong relationships with your current clients. Client retention is as big of a piece of marketing as getting new clients. So that's the why behind my business and why I do what I do. So that brings me to the end of the video. I hope it has been valuable for you. I have included a green button at the bottom of this page if you would like to schedule some time to chat about your digital marketing strategy, about what's worked for you in the past, what hasn't worked. And I would just love the opportunity to learn more about your firm and the value that you're offering your clients. So go ahead and book an appointment. We can schedule a mutually convenient time to chat. So thank you, Elizabeth, for viewing the video, and I hope to hear from you soon. Take care.